What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Supper on a Can. We're back at Valdoro in the Strongate, and I'm joined by this week's very special guest, the only man in Glasgow to have his own 95, Sean Cosgrove. Welcome to the show. Now, without further ado, let's get a munch.
Just ride with it, like, go and get live with it, but niggas don't like.
Vinegar them separate.
What about you? This is your order?
Mate, this is my order.
So
that's why I love it.
Okay.
I mean, normally I'm going full pizza crunch, but I don't get paid till tomorrow, so you're getting the half one. If I'm being completely honest with you, my man.
Okay, fair.
But so I noticed that obviously you're a very musical guy. You're involved in being a bass player back in the day.
Back in the day?
You're a producer. Do a bit of DJing. Where did that all begin? Were you doing music in school?
I was doing music in school, so it was the only thing I could do.
Mad.
See, when I was in school, right?
That same.
I was terrible at everything. All subjects, got failing all the subjects, getting papped out of French, maths, the whole thing, right? And I would just go to the music department, play drums, guitar, all that stuff.
Play drums?
Play drums, guitar, right?
I knew you'd play the drums, to be fair. Every DJ can play the drums.
Of course,
come on then.
So, like, when I was at school, right, and when I was in fourth year, done my standard grades and all that.
Standard grades.
Standard grades, bro, I know.
That's how you know the ages.
That's how you know, mate, that's how you know. And they were like, we're going to put you straight into advanced higher music. It was the only thing I'd done in fifth year, so I done advanced higher and then I just left school. When I turned 16, I left school to just tour. Fucking all over the place.
So what, so you were in the band during school?
Aye, when I was 15.
So how did it all start then? Was it
just
childhood pals?
No, it was just a bunch of like older guys that I knew. Some kind of childhood pals. I knew just from like gigs and all that, and then I was a wee guy that was like good at music, so I got roped into being in these bands. I was like pure finishing school and like going to play gigs in Aberdeen and all that, and like so when I left school I was just like, I'm on it, I'm touring, like fuck uni, had a job, just worked in retail, and I just left to tour, thought I was going to be a mad rock star, done loads of touring, and then just fucked off like uni, college, anything. So that's like where a lot of my skill sets come from.
Well, you were talking about the band.
Yeah.
But I know that you toured Europe, which I think's mental to even say. You've been to Berlin.
I've been everywhere.
You played in Amsterdam. Played in Paris.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be able to take your music to another country? Because I think that's when you can truly say, mate, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
Cunts in other countries are wanting to listen to you.
Well, mate,
telling it.
you don't know what the wildest thing was, right? So Europe was like pure bread and butter. Everybody loved it.
Really?
Aye.
But Scotland was the hardest one to crack.
UK's always a bit tough, right? But I also toured the US, toured Japan.
What?
So you want to know the wildest thing is
This
going...
wasn't on your Instagram? Get the hint.
See if you look. See going to Japan and no one speaks English, right? So the promoters, the fans, like before the show and all that, no one can speak English to you, but they know all the words to your songs.
Really?
In English, yeah. That was the maddest
fucking
thing.
class.
That was the maddest thing.
That's so cool, man. That must have been a heavy, like, look mama made it moment.
Aye, it was just wild, it was pure bizarre, because then you come off
Did
stage...
they fly you out to Japan?
Aye. 10 shows.
How long? 10?
Yeah.
And they pay you for the show, I'm guessing, yeah?
Yeah.
Mad.
Crazy, man.
So how long was that band period for? Because obviously 2017 was when you started Mara. You know?
Yeah, round about then.
Boy Rob.
Yeah,
But
Boy Rob.
we can get onto that.
Yeah.
But the banding, how long was that then? How long of a period was that in your life where you were
It
just
was on and
dedicated to the
off,
music?
and I was in a couple of bands.
Touche Amore?
I was the one we toured with. So that was the end. See that Touche Amore. That was the end of it, right? Because the singer had a heart attack on that tour. Our singer.
Right. Wow.
He's fine. He's fine. But he had a heart attack. So that pure.
And you just were like playing while that happened, obviously?
He was just like, I don't feel well.
That's mad.
So we had to leave him. We left him in Manchester, actually, in Manchester Hospital for
Was
like.
that see that on bro?
I will. Maybe we're paying a tour manager and all that.
Oh shit, yeah.
And he was just in hospital.
He was the lead singer as well?
He was the lead singer, yeah. So that
Did you jump on the pipes?
Nah, not me. Mate, I can, any instrument, I'll give it a go.
You can't sing?
Can he sing? Do you sing?
Come on then.
Give us a tune.
I'm not doing it to them, but in S1,
Aye.
mate, in S1, biggest balls ever, fucking karaoke at Christmas.
Aye.
I went on the stage and sang Riptide.
Come
I even hit them with a harmony after it for the second chorus. Crazy.
That's insane.
What do you think of the Glasgow scene now? Of like the creative industry? Like, what do you think's missing from it? Or just in general, what is your opinion on it? Because I'd love to hear it.
On the creative scene in Glasgow, do you know what the problem is, right? In my opinion, for a scene to thrive, right, in a place that's as small as this, right, it needs collaboration, it needs community. So you need a thriving environment for people to grow in, right? And the thing is that a lot of people are quite individualistic in their aims, right? So there's a lot of like me stuff, right? Which is nobody's fault, because when you look at like big artists, big rappers, it looks like a very,
Accent, for example.
it looks like a one, you know what I mean? Like if you look at a huge rapper, you think it's just them. And it's like, nah, you need to understand.
There's a whole team behind
There's
it.
a whole team behind it, and there's a whole like, where did they grow up? What was the community? So like, how many bit, you know, you're talking about Stormzy earlier on, right? Stormzy's obviously like a massive artist on his own, but where did he come from? He came from the grime scene, right? The grime scene, which, you know, for 20 years before that, nurtured like an environment where he could rise.
You're really into grime, aren't you?
I love it. So that's probably the thing that's missing, is that Glasgow's too small for any one person to make it on their own. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs like a community to thrive within, and that's like a two-way thing. Do you know what? It's all well and good for people to tell you that you're doing well and you like what you're doing and all that. That's class. It's really nice to hear. Sometimes the haters have got something important to say. They've got something worth listening to.
100%.
That criticism,
It works.
sometimes.
And I just think people need to be open to it. You
Absolutely.
need to hear it. See, if you really want to know how to improve it, go to your best hater and sit down with them for an hour and let them talk.
Yeah, mate, 100%.
You might talk 30 minutes of pish
Aye.
and 2 minutes of good,
Aye.
but that 2 minutes of good
Aye.
is better than anything you get off anyone that loves your shit.
Yeah, mate, 100%.
Because it's coming straight from here.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's why I love when people say, oh mate, I'll be honest, the audio's this, the audio's that. Mate, give it to me.
Aye, thank you.
Please
Yeah,
tell me.
yeah.
If it looks shit, tell me. If it
Yeah.
sounds shit, tell me. I want to know. If the question's weird, mate, like, although I'm not going to take all of it in, 100%,
of course.
because who the fuck are you to tell me that?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I'll listen to it. In 2017,
Yeah.
you blessed us with a sustainable, high-end streetwear brand
Yeah.
called Mara.
Yeah.
Tell us all about it. How did you come into the idea of, I want to do a brand, but I want to do it the eco way? Were you always a vegan?
No, I'm not.
Nah,
No,
you're not vegan?
I'm not vegan.
I
no.
thought vegan.
You thought vegan?
Because I was like, mate, he's making his clothes.
Yeah.
He's saving the planet.
That's interesting.
He's not. He's eating that fake bacon.
Nah, man, nah. Do you know what, right? So see the music thing, right? I had this like understanding of making merchandise, screen printing. I knew about all that. I grew up doing that.
Oh really? I was.
Because when you're a band, it's a pure thing when you're in a band. Like that's where you make your money.
Yeah.
Merchandise, right? That coupled with the fact that my mum was in the fashion industry, right?
I just looked at that.
So she was in like high street fashion.
But she worked in sweatshops and shit, innit? Or she's seen what
Aye,
was
she's
going
seen what was going on, and she's still friends with like, you know, the guys that own Boohoo and like all these families that own all these like Pretty Little Thing and all that. It's all the same guys, right? It's all the same families from 30 years ago when she was doing it.
on. Really?
Right. So when I was younger, it was always like, she used to always tell us about these trips that she'd go to Pakistan and Bangladesh, and you'd have like fake factories. So they have there's a lot of these places have like a show factory where you go and there's no work being done, but they're like, this is where we make all the clothes, right? But you're obviously like, nothing's getting done in here, right? It's for show, and like the real factories are in like huts or like people's homes or like really bad, right?
Aye.
So I used to get all these stories when I was a wee guy, and like it's really bad, and like, you know, I don't know how I feel about it, but so when I had the idea, I was like, I want to start a band and want to do something, I was like, I need to do it the opposite way from all of that, right? But the problem with that is like, so I'm like talking to my mum about it, and she's like, oh well, I know like such and such and such and such, and you know, they can give you some advice, but their advice is, well, don't do that.
Go to Pakistan.
Yeah. Go to just like the cheapest of the cheap, and that's where you make all your money. So it's a very, very steep learning curve. And like, as I said, I didn't go to uni for fashion, I didn't do none of that.
No student debt.
No student debt.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been working since I was 15, so I had to learn what's a pattern, how do you make a sample, like all of that stuff.
Sick.
Yeah.
I'd love to learn.
How do you make a garment? And that's collaboration with other people, right? So, for example, Siobhan from Regine Denim, right? Hayley McSporran, all these like talented people. That's where like collaboration comes in, like knowing your own limits, like knowing when you need to pay somebody for their expertise, their advice,
And when
to
you
teach you, and when you don't. You can't do everything on your own. So it was a very steep learning curve. You know, anybody can print a t-shirt, I knew how to do that. But how to make a garment from scratch, yeah, that's different.
Mental.
That's different.
And then, so I know that you're trying, or maybe it's in the process of trying to make a manufacturers here in Scotland.
Aye, it's been something that we've we've applied for funding, like it's a real thing that's missing in this country kind of as a whole.
Are you trying to do it organically?
Yeah. So the thing about there's a lot of really talented people here, right? A lot of talented makers, a lot of talented pattern cutters, all that stuff, right? But there's no industry, there's no funding structure for these people, because the hardest bit about the whole conversation, like what you're talking about with that shirt, is trying to get people to understand, right, this is how long it takes. So see a shirt that you were talking about, it's going to take somebody 8 hours to make that. So how much do you want them to get paid an hour? Plus the cost of materials, plus we pay rent. Well, because no one tells you. See Primark and H&M and all that, they don't tell you on purpose. Right? Go to Primark and you buy a plain white t-shirt that costs £3. How long do you think that took somebody to make that? 2 hours probably. Plus the cost of materials, plus marketing, plus getting it to the store.
And that's profit.
And that's easily like 100% profit on it. So someone's getting paid.
Someone's not getting paid.
10 pence a day, something like that. So it's trying to
mental.
That's the hardest thing, is like trying to get people to have that conversation, because you're right, like it's unusual to see something that costs that and not understand
but
why.
I wanted to say to you personally, because
100%.
I wasn't going to beat around the bush, and that was my exact thinking. And that was before I'd really researched into it. And I genuinely just thought, I was like, mate, this could happen.
Mate,
sure. Make 150 quid. And it's such a nice shirt. And it made me convince myself to work harder.
No, but that's it. Because the thing is that, like, the other thing that we're getting taught is that, like, that you're meant to buy an outfit and you wear it once and you throw it out. So Shein and all that, like, that's their whole thing.
That's
photographed in the same.
That though about like thinking, because I went to my pal Etienne's house. Have you heard of Cafe World? The videographers. So mad story. 2019, I went to a summer camp called Camp Manist, and I went as a camper. My auntie and uncle, they took me over, they volunteered. I was like a camper there for 2 weeks. There's a thing called CIT, which is Council and Training, 16, 17. You go over to the camp, you work, you don't need to pay to do it, you don't get paid, but you're put up for 2 months for free, and you're working with children in New Hampshire. Brilliant deal. So each CITs are assigned to the cabins. You can imagine how it goes, cabins, age group, all that part. So in my cabin, this guy 18 was my CIT, French guy, massive football fan. Obviously, like when I'm 13, all I care about Celtic daft. The only talks I'm wearing when I'm there is Celtic. All I'm talking about is Celtic. There's one hun that's there, I'm bamming him up. Like, it's all Celtic. So I was like, so he, like, obviously they loved me, because why would you not love a wee Scottish guy, Celtic obsessed, when everyone else you're with is like, oh sir, actually that's not how you, like, oh, just pure rich Americans, they don't give a fuck about you. And I would show attention to them, I'd talk to them all. So I'd like kept in contact with them. Then in 2022, I was going back to do what he did, and I sent him a text like asking for a reference or whatever, and blah blah, and then they gave me an idea. And in February 2022, I didn't get it. I didn't get into CIT.
Right, okay.
So I sent him a text, I was like, yo man, like, I didn't get it, but thank you so much for your thingy. Found out I didn't get CIT, then went to quite possibly the best old firm I've ever been to. What is it?
2022. The first nighttime one back after, mate, unbelievable.
So imagine getting told the worst news ever, that you're not going to America for the summer, but then you go to that fucking, which will never happen again.
No, that'll never happen again. That one off.
Celtic Rangers game. Find out all that, mental. So months go by, I work away, I'm doing whatever. Then I'm at the Football Writers Awards, because my uncle was a journalist.
Mad.
So before I'm getting a phone call here, get a photo with, I'll show you actually. So this is the same day, get that and that. I'll let them know.
That's class.
Is it focused in? There's me and Sir Alex. It looks like a wax figure, but trust me, I'm there.
It's real.
And then the snake. So take those two photos. Then my mum gets an email, because obviously when I found out I didn't get it, it's oh, you're on the waiting list, blah blah. I hadn't thought about it. So this is in May. It's in June. Mum gets an email. Hi Kara, I hope you're well. There's been a position opening up. If Giovanni's up for it. Mum tells me that news, I jump in the bathroom, I'm jumping for joy, mate, because I was in such a shit time. Went into college, but like I left school after my Nat 5s and then went and did that summer camp. And like, so before the summer, shit place, mate, that summer changed it, man. Come back, tanned as fuck, start college, then a month later I get a job in size, and that changed everything. I went into size, a 16-year-old, a night tech on. Come on, man. 18-year-old with jeans baggier than I could ever fucking imagine. Like, Mad. And without size,
Yeah.
we're not here today,
We're not here
nothing.
today.
I'm in college. I'm in a kitchen trying to be a chef.
Yeah.
It's mad.
It's mad, innit? How
It's
those
mad
little
how
things.
everything works.
Yeah, mate.
But yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about. I waffled on there for a while. I
No,
don't
it's
even know
good,
where
mate,
that
it's
stemmed
good.
from. Where did that stem from? What were we talking about just there? Right guys, welcome back to Gio's Onion Challenge. Now today's contender has technically already lost because he only backs himself to do about 2. But Sean, he's gonna try nonetheless. We'll give it to him.
Hammer.
We'll let him have it in the comments.
Mate, what's the...
So the rules:
how many people have done this?
5, 4.
And how many... What's the...
What's the lowest? 2. I think the lowest is 2. Yeah.
2.
So if you back all 3, you're not going to be bottom of the leaderboard. So you've got 60 seconds. You have to have it finished before the other one enters your mouth,
Oh,
and that's it.
that's not happening, don't worry.
You ready? 3, 2, 1, and he's off, ladies and gentlemen. So Sean's got the first one down. And he's out. The challenge is over. 49 seconds on the clock. Our first one is tapped out. Back to you, James.
That's stinking, man. That's so stinking, it's unbelievable.
We've got a little something that you've brought to show us here. So in 2022, we'll get this up and away, we're done with the
We're
food.
done.
In 2022, you collaborated. You did something that I think is everyone's dream and collabed with Nike.
Mhm.
Tell the people, while I reveal this beautiful thing,
Well, you pulled this
how
out.
that all happened.
So the first thing we did, right, Nike were doing these local initiatives all over the world, in like Seoul and London, all these places, and a very nice man who works at Nike is Scottish and had been, you know, pushing
I found
at
it was
Nike.
there.
Shout out.
Andy Robertson.
Andy Robertson, my guy. So he'd been pushing for them to do something in Scotland, right? Because like all these big companies,
They see the UK and they see London and
that's it, right? And he'd been there, he'd worked at Oxford Circus, Nike and all that. So he was pushing for them to do something, and they said, right, okay, we'll just do like a collaborator. Who's it going to be? Okay. So they reached out to me to do these and to do some designs.
Fucking mental.
Some
So here they are.
here they are.
The Nike Air Max 95 by Sean Cosgrove.
There you go.
Mate, mad.
There you go.
So fucking mad, mate. Where
Nice,
did you
huh?
even get the inspiration then for the colours? Because I feel like this is the kind of colours you wear. From what
yeah,
I've noticed you're a very
yeah. So
clean, tonal,
aye.
Tim.
So I mean, see, to be honest with you, it wasn't. You know, I'm not designing this shoe from scratch. For this kind of thing, they were like, this is the, you know, choose your silhouette. Like these are the options.
Did you get to pick?
I got to pick the silhouette.
Mad.
Yeah.
What were your options? And
There was
then
a
you know,
couple
which
of Air Force One.
Ugh. Mad. I'm sorry, if you had an Air Force One, they'd be not in this table.
No, exactly. I'm not an Air Force One guy.
Neither.
I was an Air Max 1 guy, right?
I know.
But no, that wasn't an option.
Do
These,
you like a V90 as well, no?
I like a 90, yeah, but Air Max 1
I
was
bet you've got the
one.
Glasgow 90s, don't you?
Of course.
That's my dream. That's one of my
Is your-
dream shoes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, mad.
You picked the 95.
Picked the 95.
Was it always the 95?
It was always
When
the
they told
95.
you, when you first get approached,
Yeah.
did you think right away shoe?
No, I didn't, because initially it was we need
Nice.
some Scottish designs. That was the very first thing. We need Scottish designs where people can come in, they can ID anything in the shop, but it's got to scream Scotland.
I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna send James the photo of these designs because mate, they're sick.
Yeah.
They're actually so cool.
Right, so, see, at first of all, they're going to be in the shop for 2 weeks. That's what they said, right? You're going to have a 2-week period. Your photo will be in the shop, the design will be in the shop, blah 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 blah. Mate, that was 2 years ago. I think they're still there. They keep remaking them.
Well, I guess we can't find out because it's shut. But
It's shut. I think they will still be there. So and then the shoe was part of it. And then from there, we just did, you know, the next thing was like a big workshop, and then went to Manchester, did the same thing, did a load of local designs for them. So just like building a little relationship, and that's what it's all about.
man. And so the colours then. What
The
made you
colours,
go with them?
yeah, there's a bit of a, I thought green, there's a little bit of a nod in there, do you know what I mean?
Come on, man.
And the mix
What is
of
this? Is this
textures
navy?
as well. It's meant to be.
Because I'll be so real, this is not what I thought they looked like. I took a screenshot of a pair that was like this and was going to show you it because I was like, mate, was there two? Because from the photos that I'd looked at, from the
This
photos
is
online.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
it's like
very different.
it's called a mad colour. You know what Nike's like? All their
Yeah.
colours have got mad names.
Is this a sample pair?
I don't think so.
It's 'cause the thing
This was the first
looks a
pair
bit
before they
different.
came out anyway. So yeah, it was called like that colour was called like black or midnight something. I don't know. As I said, it's hard to when you see the colour on like they send you a PDF of like all their
Yeah.
options and all that. But yeah, turned out well. You know, it might not be the shoe that I would make if I got given a chance to do anything.
But from what you were given,
From
you,
what I was
you
given,
cooked.
yeah.
Even with the laces too. We'll end it on a wee note
Okay.
because we know that there's a watch this space.
Yeah, I think so. I think.
Some say this isn't the last time that you see Sean
Well, we
Cosgrove
never know.
next to a Nike.
You never know. So, mate, the really good relationship with them. The projects that we've done have all been really successful. I actually went out and saw Logistics Centre,
Yeah,
Belgium, to see everything they're doing. It's really hard for a big company to make strides in sustainability. But some of the stuff they're doing is mad
cooking.
impressive. Yeah.
Someone I know went and did like something at the Adidas version of that. What you're saying?
Mad, yeah,
He's
yeah.
like made his own basketball shoe.
Yeah,
It's gone
mad.
back to size.
That's crazy.
But hey, anything else then? You got anything else coming out soon? Is Senga dropping it?
Well, just bought a tune out with Just Harry.
Shout out Just Harry.
The video comes out tomorrow.
Mate, what's his tune that I always get? Is that the one that's like showing a step in my Calvin Klein's? What is it?
That's the one.
How does it go?
One time.
One time.
You want to
Can
get
you my Calvin Klein's? That's it.
yeah. So the video for that's out. It'll be out by the time this comes out. Which was directed by me, shot by TJ, and then I'll have an EP coming out maybe in a month or so. New York.
The New York pop-up for
New
all
York
in New York.
pop-up.
Funnily enough, I do have some New York friends.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
I'm going to tell them to slide through.
Tell
They're not
them.
really into the streetwear, but I'm
But
going to
mate,
try and
so
put them on.
The Friday
I'm
night
really
we've
gonna
got,
hope
we've
that
got a
someone will
show. Chinatown Sound have booked all the rappers. We're having a show. We're
Who
having
you
a launch
got?
party.
Anyone I know?
Some proper New
Just New
York
York
kids.
rappers.
Bob Styles, shout out Bob Styles.
Check them out, Big Bubs.
Yeah, shout out to Chubby God.
Chubby God, mate. What names?
Yeah,
The
that's
OK
it.
Way.
Yeah, that's it. That's the guys. So that'll be good.
Yeah. Well, where
good.
can we find you? Is it? We'll put Mara Gang and Sean Cosgrove.
Yeah, please,
because
please do.
You've got lots of. Mate, you've even got Singer Drive. We'll throw that in
I'll
there
throw it in.
because we've got all sorts of pages for you.
And if you want to argue in the comments with me about pricing, I'm happy to do it.
Exactly. There we go. Well, Sean, it's been an absolute
Guys,
pleasure, my
amigo.
man. See you next week. God bless.
Just ride with it, like, go and get live with it. But niggas don't like me cause I'm nice with it. And the girl gets hyped to it, and deep in when I'm